Hello, it's Gavin again from Lucid Computer Solutions. Hope you're well. So this is the second of our Windows 11 mini-series. And what we're looking at is all aspects of Windows 11. We will progress through the actual use of it and benefits. But at the minute, we're just talking about what you need to do in preparation to upgrading your computer from Windows 10 to Windows 11. So, in this particular one, we're going to concentrate on the processor in your computer. Now, first of all, just as a very quick summary, what is a processor? So a processor lives inside your computer and it's a bit like the brains of the computer. As the name implies, it processes all the requests that you make when you're asking your computer to open Microsoft Word or open Google Chrome. The processor processes that request and helps present it to you on the screen. And in very general terms, the newer your processor, the quicker your computer is, in very, very general terms. So when it comes to upgrading or installing Windows 11, Microsoft have released a list of compatible processors, and I will leave a link to that list down below. The list is way too big for me to go through in a video. It's just, there's so many different processors on the list. But what I can say, in very general terms, if you wish to install Windows 11 or upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11, you need a fairly recent processor. You need your computer to have a processor inside it from the last few years, realistically. I'm going to get slightly techie for a minute. So using Intel as an example, obviously there are other processors from AMD, for example, but using Intel purely as an example, Intel released generations of processors, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, etc. And we're up to about 11th generation at the moment. For you to run Windows 11, your computer needs a processor from the 8th generation onwards, which is around about kind of 3 and a bit years old. So if you have an older processor, as in a 7th generation or a 6th generation processor, then you'll go to upgrade or install Windows 11 and you're going to get an error message telling you your system's processor isn't compatible and it won't allow you to go any further. At which point, what are your choices? So it sounds like obviously you can't get to Windows 11, and realistically the only option is, yes, you can look at upgrading processors and things. I don't want to get into that. It's simpler to say that perhaps your computer has reached end of life and it's time to get a new computer. However, the argument against that is I've got a desktop computer here at our office which has an Intel 6th generation processor in, for example. And you know how I mentioned that processors from the 8th generation onwards are compatible? So my processor in this particular computer isn't compatible. This computer has 16 gig of RAM, which is lots of memory basically, and it has something called an SSD hard drive, which is ultra fast as well. So it's a really quick computer, does everything I need it to do really quickly. But as it is, I can't upgrade it to Windows 11 because the processor isn't compatible. Now, I'm almost going to kind of go back on everything I just said. There looks to be a way around though. And it's actually an official way from Microsoft, but it's very techy, it's very geeky. It involves downloading files, changing files, and then booting from like a USB drive or a DVD, for example. And it's quite techy and long-winded, but there does appear to be an official way from Microsoft to bypass the processor check and therefore install Windows 11 on an older computer. So that kind of begs the question, why have the kind of the block in the first place? Why have the stoppage of it not allowing you to upgrade in the first place? Now, I kind of see where Microsoft are coming from. They want everybody to have newer computers as possible because the newer the computer, the better your experience on that computer in very general terms. And I'm kind of all for that. I like people to have new computers and new kit. But also, I don't like people upgrading for the sake of it. So using my example of that computer I have here at the office, the 6th generation processor one, it is a perfectly good computer and it will last a number of years yet. And As it is, using the normal upgrade process to Windows 11, I can't upgrade it. Now, using this kind of bypass method, I might be able to upgrade it to Windows 11. But like I said, I wouldn't expect the average person to be able to do it. It's very techy, it's very geeky. We're still checking and testing it ourselves here to make sure it definitely does work properly and see what it gives you. And for example, one thing which we already know, there's potential for you to be able to upgrade it to Windows 11, but then at any point not get any Windows updates through because your processor is incompatible. And not having Windows updates is a really bad place to be. You always should be getting your security updates and any additional feature updates through Windows updates on a regular weekly basis, ideally. And it might stop that. So it still comes back to, if your computer's not compatible as part of the standard check and your processor isn't on the compatible list down below, then perhaps it is just a case of using Windows 10. Now, don't forget, Windows 10 isn't going anywhere for a long time yet. Windows 10 is going to be around for a good, I think it's four years or so at the minute. I think it's 2025. So you've got another 4 years, so you don't have to rush here. You can just carry on using your computer for the next few years. And when your computer naturally comes to end of life, you can then upgrade to a new computer with Windows 11, more than likely already pre-installed, and off you go. So the point of this mini video today is simply make you aware that there is a processor compatibility list, and you may need to check that, or you just need to run the Windows 11 upgrade when you're offered it on your computer. But be aware you may get an error message about your processor not being compatible, and hopefully this video explains why you're getting that message. So that's it for today in this Windows 11 mini series. I will be back next week with another one, I'm sure. But in the meantime, please do check out all the links below to connect with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. And also, please feel free to leave a comment or ask any questions down below. I do read them. I do try and get back to everybody as soon as I get a chance. And of course, really help us out and smash the like button for me. If you smash the like button, you're guaranteed to be able to upgrade to Windows 11. I'm joking, of course, but if you could smash the like button for me, it really helps grow our channel. It helps grow our audience. It helps grow our subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe now as well. So if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. So that's been me, Gavin from Lucid Computer Solutions. I'll see you on the next one.